Alright, so the first product that I'm using is, I'm going to try out the liquid foundation first, and I usually use two colors. I'm going to put a little bit of the 123 in the Makeup Forever HD High Definition Foundation. I'm only putting about that much, because a little goes a long way, especially because I'm splitting my face into 3 parts to show you 3 different kinds of foundation application. And I'm putting the 120 right beside it. It's lighter. And I find that I'm usually in between foundation shades. Some of you may be, some of you may not be. But it's also good to have a light and dark, since I get pretty tan in the summer and I lighten out quite a bit in the winter. So once I've done that, you can use a variety of different foundation brushes. For liquid, I find that the 109, which is quite fluffy, and online it's meant to be more of a blush brush, but I use it because it has really soft bristles that are good for blending the liquid around. And the other one that I've used before is I think this is the 188, which is the duo fiber. It has dense bristles on the bottom half and really fine synthetic bristles at the top. But I feel like if you are heavy-handed with your foundation and you tend to put quite a bit of product, it does get a little bit streaky. So either brush that you use, I always spray the brush first with, I have some charged water in this, just dollar store spritzing bottle. You could use Fix Plus or just plain regular water if you wanted. So I'm going to spritz that a few times. And I'm also going to spritz my hand. And once I've done that, I pat it into the brush. And then I apply it to my face. So circular motions get right up into the hairline. And you can see that it's quite wet looking at first, but it dries out. And the water just helps you to blend it and use less product actually. So I've done this third of my face. Next I'll show you how to use stick foundation, and this is MAC's Studio Stick Foundation SPF 15 in NC32. And it looks like this. And this I applied directly to my face in streaks. So I'm gonna do one swipe across the cheek, one across the forehead, maybe one on this side of the nose. Depending on how much coverage you want. You can always build it. And I'm going to do the same thing. This time I'm using the 190. It has kind of a tapered shape and pretty rigid bristles, which are good for blending stick foundation since it is a thicker formula. So I'm going to spritz that. And I'm gonna blend in kind of a sideways motion, up and down. So now that I've done that, let's compare They give pretty much the same amount of coverage, although I feel like the stick foundation side has a little bit more coverage, and a little bit definitely went a long way. So now that we've done liquid and stick, I'm going to show you what the difference is between those and just using plain old powder foundation. So what I'm using for the powder foundation is I don't really use a sponge or the sponge that it comes with. So I went and got a non-latex sponge at the dollar store. It says that it can be used with powder and liquid foundation, and that you can clean it with mild detergent and rinse it well for reuse. It's so cheap, I probably wouldn't use it again, maybe once or twice at the max. And I prefer to use powder brushes for my foundation. Like this is the 138 that I usually use, rather than the sponges, because I prefer to use something that I can clean. So I'll do this third of my face now. And if you are just gonna go straight on your face with powder foundation, it kind of doesn't have anything to adhere to. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer on my chin, around my lips. Just put it on any spots that you like to cover. And then we're gonna go into, I'm using Mineralized Skin Finish in medium. So I just swiped it a few times onto the sponge. And then I'm gonna go into the medium plus this time. I'll use the other side of the sponge, and I'll go along the jawline. And I usually just use powder foundation on days that I'm kind of lazy, don't have a lot of time. And I use the other formulas when I want more coverage or when I want more like perfected face look. So now that I've used liquid and cream on this side, or stick on this side, I want to set everything. And I'm using the 138 again. I'm gonna go on kind of what I consider the inside of my face, so like the oval portion, with the medium, Mineralized Skin Finish in medium. And then I'll go with the medium plus along the hairline, jawline, temple, to set everything, which you do need to do with liquid and stick formulas. So those are the 3 foundation types. So cream on this side, stick on this side, and powder on the bottom.